Everything's crazy. Okay. Alright. Wait. I'm not ready for the cameras. Ugh. Oh, now I just look insane. What's happening? Where is that? It's right there. Okay. Alright. Hello, people. Ugh. I just look insane. Hi. I'm Kelly from Dreamery, and this is video podcast number 6. Today is Tuesday, December 18th, 2012. I think we're a few days away from the apocalypse and Christmas, whichever comes first. I'm not prepared for either. Oh well, it's just how it goes. Hope you all had a great week. I know that there are some people who were personally affected by the events that took place last Friday in Connecticut, and my heart goes out to you. I feel very sorry that you're experiencing this kind of a loss. And I'm participating in 600 Monsters Strong, which is a group on Ravelry that is making little huggable softies for all of the kids. Oh my gosh, my hair. All of the kids at the elementary school, just as kind of like a coping tool. Every kid will receive one, and they'll have it to hold on to whenever they think about the bad times, and maybe it'll help them feel better. Maybe they'll just want to punch it over and over again. And monsters doesn't mean that we're sending in gargoyles and dragons or anything like that. They're like really cute Rebecca danger patterns, and I think Retro Lemon, Jenna Krupar, I think some of her patterns are up there, and I think Amy Spindler's Confetti Cat is also one of the ones that's approved. You have to go into the thread and read all of the patterns that have been approved, and people have been asked to avoid making anything with red yarn. So, no Red Heart Super Saver. Yeah, they're asking for you to make things in acrylic and fill them with polyfill. Just so that kids with allergies can avoid that kind of thing. So luckily I already have plenty of Knit Picks Brava Bulky and plenty of polyfill, and I already have the big book of Knitted Monsters, but I felt on Saturday, oh, this is a good time for me to go ahead and buy the Penelope pattern. So I bought Penelope, and then Sunday morning Rebecca Danger generously offered that the patterns for Penelope and for Delilah and a smaller one that goes with Delilah, those two patterns are discounted to $2 or $3 with the code 600 Monsters. So if you were feeling like you wanted to help in some way and felt like you couldn't, maybe this is a way for you to be able to help, is to go ahead and knit a monster for the kids. And maybe it'll just make them smile for a little bit one day. You never know. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh, I think I talked about this last week, but I am definitely going to Minnesota. That's going to be in June. I'm going to Minnesota for the Stockinette Zombie Retreat. I think it's got a fancier name now. Let me check real quick and see what they named it, because I'm in the group. I should know. Do, 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 do. What does it even say? Zombie Knitpocalypse. So if you're interested in going, join the group that's on Ravelry, because that's where they will be giving out a lot of details, and you can sign up ahead of time to let them know that you're interested. It doesn't mean that you're obligated to go or anything at that time, but it lets them know how many people are coming so that they can plan and prepare for things like that. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to meet everybody who's going. I think it's going to be a great time. And on Sunday night, I got in, and I will be attending Knittin' in the Mitten, and that is in Michigan in November of next year. So if the world doesn't end, I have 2 retreats to go to, plus Maryland Sheep and Wool and Rhinebeck. I'm definitely planning those 4 things in my future. So if you are somebody who's going to Knittin' in the Mitten, I am excited to meet you. And if you are on the wait list, and I know some people who I really like and enjoy are on the wait list, I hope that you'll be able to get a spot and go, because I would really love to meet you too. So I hope it works out for everybody in that respect. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? I've been talking about the tags that I've been putting on my yarn as I send them out, and how I don't think they're all that great. So last week or the week before, my husband was like, well, I'll just get them from this place, and they're cheaper here than they are from moo.com. So, and it was at a point where I was like, I don't want to argue. I'm just going to agree to whatever he says. He's like, here, you can get 500 of these for $2. I was like, okay. So, guess what we've got 500 of? These tags are tag size. They're 1 inch around. They're blank on the back. I have been writing all of the yarn information on the back of this, and my hands are sad and mad and tired. I just sometimes you should speak up and speak your mind and say exactly what you want and demand it, because sometimes it pays to pay attention. So I'm still using some of the larger tags that are kind of ugly, but at least I'm able to include all of the information in a larger font size, and I'm still handwriting on the back of most of them. Our printer is so terrible that it can't use cardstock at all. What's the point of this printer? I didn't pick this printer out, and I didn't pick these cards out. Let's just say that sometimes other people make really rash decisions that affect me, and it makes me crazy. Crazy. Ooh, speaking of crazy, A little bit of enabling. I was able to buy 2 Girl Cave bags on Sunday night, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm very happy about this. I love those bags. I really do. I really do. They might be here tomorrow. You never know. I'm back. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? I only have one finished object right now. And when you see it, you're going to be like, you need a friend to tell you to stop. This is Tarragon, the Gentle Giant. Now, I don't drink alcohol. I'm not a drinker. So what's my excuse? I mean, here's his tail. Here's the long, long tail. And then we got one leg over here. Look at these legs. Look at how just crack jaggedy they went. It's terrible. It's terrible. This is the worst Christmas toy I've ever made. This Tarragon. Look at the wings, alright? It's up here. One's way the hell down here. Just, I mean, maybe if he was flying and trying to catch a football at the same time or something. I don't know. Even his face is just totally demented. He should be in Syphil and Ollie. Crescent Fresh. So this is definitely an island of, I mean, just how far back should I pull this? Okay, 2 arms here, head's twisted all the way around the back like he's had an exorcism. There's a foot back there. There's another foot in the front. That's a wing down there. And then the other wing is up here. This makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. So, this is the most misfit toy I've ever made. I can't give it to the person I intended to give it to for Christmas. It's just gonna have to hang out with me and remind me that I should really pay attention to directions. So, there's that. I'm still working on the Dinner for Schmucks piece of costumery for one of my sons. I thought it was going to be quickie, but it's a little tricky, if you know what I'm saying. Actually, I started off with Elizabeth Zimmerman's pattern, and then her directions weren't making sense in my brain anymore. So I thought, okay, I'll just look for another pattern that's similar that'll give me better directions. So I started to do that one, and the directions were knit 3 in 1, which didn't make any sense to me either because I was doing decreases. And I mean, you want the neck to be tight, but then you want everything else to splay out as it goes. And I kept doing decreases. I was like, she doesn't make sense either. So now I'm just making it up as I go. And that'll be done next week. It'll be done in time. The other thing I'm working on, Mother, if you're watching, please look away for the next 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. This is the start of a For Good hat. This is the pattern by Megan Williams, one of the stockinette zombies, and it's her For Good pattern, the pattern that she's written, and all of the money up from pattern purchases goes towards National Women's Health, an organization that works to ensure that pharmaceutical companies are kept in line for safety, that the FDA ensures that guidelines are stricter, that things shouldn't be just arbitrarily passed and given into, so that any, well, maybe you don't know if you're a man, but just so that any medications that women are taking are safer for women. Supposedly, her family suspects that her sister died due to taking the birth control called Yaz. There are a lot of different prescriptions out there for women that sometimes get rushed through and passed by the FDA that should really be looked at over and over again before they're passed. So that is what National Women's Health aims to do, is to help us not suffer. They want us to be healthy and want the prescriptions that we take to help us remain healthy. So we'll see. I think Megan said that they were up to $1,500 so far. So if you haven't bought the pattern yet, go get it. It's a cute pattern. It's a very cute pattern. If you have bought the pattern already, go look on your friends' wish lists on Ravelry, and if they have it on there, give it to them. If they don't have it in their library, give it to them. Today is Tuesday, and in honor of Knit Pearl Girl, Carrie Steinmetz, it is Random Acts of Patterns Tuesday. And the fairy's already been by. Ting, 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 ting. I did. Now, last week I only did 2. This week I did 8. And my husband came into my room at 3 in the morning. You gotta stop. So, I gotta stop buying bags. I gotta stop. So, speaking of bags, I got this bag the other day. It is a Hexapuff wristlet. This is the large. It's done by Eleanor Merriam, I think is her name on Etsy. And the bag has a nice flat bottom. I'm really into flat bottoms. And look at that, it's full of Hexapuffs. I actually put all my Hexapuffs in my Hexapuff bag, along with my Hexapuff yarn that I'm solely using for Hexapuffs. So it's a pretty big bag. I mean, it's as big as my head. It's wider than my head. So, it's a very nice bag. It's very well constructed. But her communication isn't great, and it took longer than I expected to receive it. That's one of my pet peeves. Is, first of all, when I ask a question and I don't get an answer back. And the second is when something is past due. And we got our money back on PayPal from the dyer, well, not the dyer, but the dye distributor. She never responded to anything that PayPal sent her in regards to our dispute. She just let it go. She didn't say, oh, I'm sorry. She didn't say, okay, well, I'd like to rectify the situation and send you the dye now. Never. Never, ever. So what I'm saying is truthful and factual, but I'm still not going to say the actual name of the company or the person that did this, just because, well, I don't want to make trouble. But if you're a new dyer and you're looking for different dyes to try and things like that, I would suggest that you don't use the only distributor in the United States who distributes landscapes dyes, because that person does not deliver. I think that's the best way to say that. Let's see. Oh, I didn't get into the spring fling, so oh well, that's okay. I'm going to Knitting in the Mitten and going to Stocking and Zombie Retreat. So I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. What else do? Oh, yeah. So for Christmas, one of my Christmas presents is some Lorna's Lace Soulmate yarn in the Downton Abbey colorway. And I am going to do the Downton Abbey knit along. Now it's a mystery knit along, but I'm sorry, it's not cocaine, it's just a serious itch. Oh my lord. Okay, so I'm gonna do the Downton Abbey knit along. If you've never watched Downton Abbey and you're in the United States, it airs on your PBS channels. It should air on your PBS channels. I'm not exactly sure when the air date is for the new season to start. I believe it's the first week of January. Through the magic of the internet, I've already watched this season's. But I'm definitely going to watch it again when it's on PBS, just because I really enjoy the show. I think I'm also one of the only people that hates Lady Mary. I hate her. I hate her. She... I think she's a terrible person. I think she's worse than Edith. And I really didn't like Edith in the first season. And I do not feel Lady Mary works to redeem herself in any way about anything. Okay, while I'm talking... Oh, okay. So anyway, I'm going to do the Downton Abbey knit along, and they gave clues the other day. Well, not exactly clues, but they told us what needle sizes we need. And they said size 3 DPNs would probably be good. So I think it's going to be a sock. What do you guys think? A sock or a hat? Which is good because I really don't want to knit a shawl right now. I'm happy knitting hats. I'm happy knitting socks. So that'll be fun to do. Okay, and then speaking of television series, I watched Dexter. I know a lot of people haven't watched Dexter in many seasons, but I always watch. Um, and I don't want to spoil things for a lot of people, but there were some serious BS moments in the episode before the final episode of the season. Um, if you don't want to hear spoiler, go ahead and fast forward 2 minutes. Okay, look. Deb was taking alprazolam. That's generic form of Xanax. I take it. If you've ever taken it, and I get mine from Target, I don't know who the manufacturer is, but it doesn't matter because even when they changed manufacturers, these pills in the generic form are so terrible. The aftertaste is so bad that I have a spoonful of Nutella next to me that I take after I take these pills because they taste so awful. There is no way that Deb had a bottle of water that was filled with 3 times the usual amount of generic Xanax in her water and she didn't taste it. There's no possible way. I really, really can't believe that anybody would be able to drink a bottle of water with generic Xanax ground up in it and not immediately taste it and go, where is my spoon of Nutella? Because it's terrible. And it also, I mean, and then in the other night's episode, um, the girl from Chuck, isn't it awful? I don't remember her name at all. What's her name on the show? I don't remember. The girl from Chuck. She's Miranda in Mass Effect. She admitted that she poisoned Deb, but I don't think she did. I don't think she really did poison Deb. I think she's just saying that she poisoned Deb for some, crazy psychotic reason. And I guess we'll find out why next season. But seriously, there is no way that you can drink a bottle of water and not taste generic Xanax. There's no possible way. If you did, you would spit it out right away. It's just terrible and nasty. That's all I'm going to say about Dexter. Okay. What else? Oh, my husband has been working hard. He's a hard-working man. And Sheep Dreamery's site has been updated, and it looks even cuter than before. So you should go check that out. sheepdreamery.com. He's let me look at it for a minute. Yeah, he's got a cute little pig on there, and many links to many places. Yeah, he finally put a direct link to my Ravelry profile on the front page. There's a lot more stuff on the front page now for you to be able to see what's going on. Okay. And over the weekend, I dyed up more of the Aurora Borealis colorway. And let's see. So I only have 2 more left in the worsted. Aren't they pretty? Aren't they beautiful? They are. They are. They're gorgeous. So I have 2 left of that in the worsted. And my worsted is called Chop Tank. And then what have we here? I named this Aurora's boring Alice because it doesn't have as much of a streaked effect as Aurora Borealis does. This is more of a chunk of color than streaks that intertwine. Um, and this is in the DK. So let's see. Let me compare for you so you know what I mean. See, like this one. This is Aurora Borealis. It's got lots of streaking going on in there. This Aurora's Borealis is still beautiful and colorful, but it's not as mixy. It's not as interesting, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's a good way to put it. Okay, and my last enabling is 2 bags that I bought, and they're dirt cheap. So they make great project bags. I got them from Tina Sea Monster on Ravelry. Not Ravelry, Etsy. It's just a bag of a sea monster eating an ice cream cone. $5. So it's just holding random yarns for making random animals, things like that. And then the other one I got is this one. Unicorns are crap at knitting. Unicorns can't be great at everything, so they're crap at knitting. And this is actually holding all of my vitamin D sweater and yarn. So I finally have all of that in one compact space, so I'm happy about that. Very excited to have that, and I'm very excited about my Girl Cave bags. I have to whisper now because I think my husband was walking by. I guess he already knows that I bought them. Ooh, I also bought some stitch markers from Winemaker's Sister on Etsy. They were Lord of the Rings. I'm putting them in my stocking. They're my stocking stuffer. I justified that. Other than that, I think that's it for the week. And yes, I will be recording on Christmas Day. It's going to be a good day. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have my boys here. I love my boys. And Chris wants a big breakfast. So first he's got to wake me up. But then we're going to have a giant Christmas breakfast. And then there will be the opening of presents. And then Kyle needs ham. So we're going to have ham. He requested that the ham be hot. Sometimes I just serve it cold. So he requested that it's hot this year. And I've got to get King's Hawaiian bread because it's not Christmas ham without King's Hawaiian bread. That is some good bread. Yeah, I've got to get back on my bike. My bread addiction's at an all-time high. Okay, is that it? I think that's it for now. I hope everybody has a great week. If you are gone for next week, then I hope all of your travels are safe and hassle-free, especially people going through the airports and trains and planes and automobiles. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to talk about on Dexter. Whoever is doing the makeup on Dexter, cut it out with the bronzer. Cut it out with just throwing so much bronzer on their faces and then leaving their lips nude. It looks terrible, especially on Deb. It makes me so mad. my husband gets more annoyed with Michael C. Hall's face than I do. But, I mean, you're trying to make these pale people, naturally pale complected people, look like they lay out in the sun all day, which is a terrible idea. Just let them get the little bit of sunshine that they can and then work with that flesh tone. But whoever is doing the makeup on that show is just going crazy with the bronzer and then leaving the lips bare. And it looks terrible. It looks awful. Stop it. And whoever is now doing the makeup on Homeland, especially for the last episode, the series episode, you finally made Claire Danes look beautiful and stunning in a few scenes. There were moments where I was like, oh wow, she is still pretty. Because most of the time, Claire Danes is just like, and her face is, unstable because she has no idea what crazy people look and talk like in the first place. They look like me. So whoever is now doing her makeup, when her face is still, when her eyes are serene and pleasant, and she's just politely and calmly listening, she's pretty again. So, good work, makeup on Homeland. Terrible work on Dexter, whoever's been doing it for the past 2 years. Put some damn lipstick on Deb. And don't put any on Michael C. Hall. Let him be pale. I mean, he's a guy who spends most of his time at night throwing bodies off of a boat. He's not going to have a tan. I grew up in Florida for 7 years. Now, I was a tan little child, but my mother didn't throw bronzer on me every day and then send me into school with nude lipstick. That's not how people roll. Don't do that. It looks terrible. It looks awful. That's the end of my rant for that. Cut it out with the bronzer. If you can't leave the bronzer alone, then fix the lips. It makes me crazy, especially on HD TV, because I notice everything so much more. Cut it out. Okay. I think that's it. La 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 la. Look, I dyed this. When I was doing my Aurora Borealis colorway. I threw this in. Dyed it up. Now you can't tell that I've got half an inch of roots that need to be covered, but it's Christmas. I gotta spend my money on my children and my dog. Her package didn't come today. I'll have to check on that. Okay. Have a Merry Christmas if you're celebrating Christmas. Have a Happy Kwanzaa if you're celebrating Kwanzaa. Have a happy week if you're not celebrating any of that. I don't blame you. It's stressful. And I will record next Tuesday because I don't see why I shouldn't. I think I'll wear my Christmas pajamas all day. Just hang out in my pajamas. That's what my aunt and uncle do. They have a pajama day. Watch movies and stuff. So, I don't think anybody's getting me clothes. So, I can just have my big breakfast in my big pajamas. Then make a big old ham. Eat that in my pajamas. Anyway, I think that's it. Alright, have a good week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Merry Christmas.